Добрый день, Major. Rad videt. Our French intelligence confirms the Allied forces are developing two vehicle weapons. The phased transport and the chrono tank. It is not in the Soviet interest that either of these weapons becomes operational. Do what you must. Steal the prototypes. Use the prototypes against the Allies. And keep them from using that chrono tank. Iditai, go on.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders.
Insufficient
Yes, sir.
funds. Our base is under attack. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. On hold. Cancel. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready.
Reporting.
Building.
Affirmative. Reporting.
Repairing.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Construction complete. New construction
Yes, sir.
options.
Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Report acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
On hold. Cancel. Building. Unit ready. Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Awaiting orders.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Repairing. Building. Silos needed.
Yes, sir.
Repairing. Building. Unit lost.
Awaiting orders.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Repairing. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
On hold. Cancel.
Awaiting orders.
Building.
Waiting affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Repairing. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Our base is under attack. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes,
Reporting.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Yes,
funds.
sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders.
Vehicle reporting.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Comrade.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
This is
Affirmative.
under
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Yes, sir.
funds.
Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Waiting.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Comrade. Reporting. Yes, sir. Waiting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Insufficient
Comrade?
funds.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting for acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Our base is
Acknowledged.
under attack.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Waiting
Orders ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting.
Insufficient funds.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Preparing. Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
On hold. Cancel. Building. Repairing. Repairing.
Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting
Comrade.
orders.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Comrade. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Naval unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle report. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Yes, affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. On hold.
Affirmative.
Cancel.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Building.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building. New construction options. Insufficient funds.
Vehicle sir. reporting.
On hold.
Yes, sir.
Cancel.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
prepared.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Repair.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged.
Repairing. Unit repaired.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Repair.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Report
Building.
knowledge.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired. Repairing. Unit repaired.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Repairing.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired. Repairing. Unit ready.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval unit lost. Naval unit lost. Unit repaired.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Waiting affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Insufficient
Awaiting orders.
funds.
Acknowledged.
Repairing. Unit repaired. On hold. Cancel.
Comrade.
Repairing.
Affirmative.
Unit repaired.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
repaired.
Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
repaired.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Comrade. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Repaired.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Reporting.
repaired.
Comrade.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete.
Reporting.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Unit
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Report affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Comrade.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting for acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Affirmative.
Lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, acknowledged.
Unit
Waiting
lost.
order. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Building.
Waiting for acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Vehicle affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle report.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Yes, reporting. Acknowledged.
Cancel.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Report. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Structure sold. Structure sold.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Comrade, affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting
Unit
order.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Report. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Comrade, acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, affirmative.
Yes, sir. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Reporting orders. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Waiting orders. Yes, sir.
Lost.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit
Waiting
lost.
orders. Very well.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Very well. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds. Mission accomplished.